Lexi. Welcome to my latest video about the upcoming new moon in Pisces. This will be occurring on February 18th or 19th, depending on your location. This new moon new moons are always powerful events, but this one in particular is conjunct both Saturn and Mercury, which will create its own unique energy for this particular new moon. A quick note about which sign you should be watching. It's important that you read horoscopes from the perspective of your rising sign and not your sun sign. There is too much to explain here about why this is, so if this is something you'd like to learn more about, then let me know in the comments below and I will make a video about why you should be watching your rising sign and not your sun sign. So with that said, join me as we explore the magic of the Pisces new moon conjunct Saturn and Mercury in Aquarius. Okay, Pisces rising. This new moon and the conjuncting Saturn and Mercury are happening in your 1st and 12th house. That is, of course, if you use the whole house system. If you prefer Placidus, then you'll need to look at your birth chart to see exactly where the sun and the moon are and where Saturn and Mercury are on February 18th slash 19th, depending on where you are in the world. So let's get your chart set up, Pisces. That makes your 1st house, of course, Pisces, 2nd house, Aries, 3rd house, Taurus, 4th house, Gemini, 5th house, Cancer, 6th house, Leo, space those out a little more, 7th house, Virgo, 8th house, Libra, 9th house, Scorpio, 10th house, Sagittarius, 11th house, Capricorn, and that makes Aquarius your 12th house. So when we have a new moon, that means that the sun and the moon are in the same sign. And for you, Pisces rising, that puts them in your 1st house. The 1st house is, imagine this is the Earth. This is your horizon line, so this is where the sun rises. This would be high noon. This is sunset, and this is midnight, okay? So we always start with the 1st house at sunrise. And then we go backwards, but start with the 1st house. Anyway, so sun and moon are in your 1st house. Now that puts Saturn and Mercury, which are in Aquarius, right behind in the 12th house. So what does that mean for you specifically, Pisces rising? Well, let me get my notes here. So a new moon in your 1st house, conjunct Saturn and Mercury in your 12th house, and they're in Aquarius. These are in Pisces, these are in Aquarius. This can have a really significant impact on your life, Pisces. A new moon in your 1st house, this usually represents a time of new beginnings, particularly in the area of your personal identity and your self-expression. This new moon, it may bring about a sense of increased sensitivity, intuition, and creativity, because Pisces is a very intuitive and creative sign. This is a good time to focus on yourself, on your identity, and your personal growth. The presence of Saturn and Mercury here right next door in Aquarius in your 12th house, so this adds an additional complexity to this new moon. The 12th house here is associated with the subconscious mind, intuition, and spirituality. And having Mercury in this house, this can bring a heightened sense of mental and emotional sensitivity. Now Saturn here, Saturn brings discipline and structure to this really intuitive, creative energy. So this is urging you to take a more practical approach to your inner exploration. Overall, this new moon is bringing your attention to new creative ways to explore your subconscious mind and new approaches, particularly disciplined and practical approaches to delving deeper into your intuition and your spirituality. you might be feeling a greater sense of sensitivity and creativity at this time, and it's important for you to listen to your inner voice and to follow your intuition. Follow that gut feeling. The influence that Saturn brings here, it may bring this added layer of discipline and structure to this inner exploration, and it's telling you to be practical about things. Don't be too dreamy, which Pisces can be. It's saying be practical. The new moon in the first house, it's telling you that this is a new beginning. This is a time of new identity and new expression of who you are. Truly, it's about showing up authentically. So the creativity of Pisces is saying that this is a good time to maybe try some new interests or hobbies, especially when they relate to expressing the new you or who you are authentically. It's important to be patient with yourself during this process because the influence of Saturn here may make this a really slow and steady journey towards personal growth and self-discovery. Well, that's all I have for you today, Pisces. Please like and subscribe and let me know in the comments below if anything resonated with you and what you'd like to hear more about. Thanks.